All right, Ann. Now, headline number two. Headline number two is one you are going to have to pay some serious attention to, or better yet, be very attentive to, because this headline is brought to you by Attentive. See what I did there?
I see that.
Yeah. And if you want to learn more and to see why thousands of brands use Attentive's SMS platform to send interactive marketing campaigns that better engage consumers and drive revenue, well, and you can visit attentivemobile.com/OmniTalk to request your demo today. All right. Headline number two this week is that Simon is teaming up with Klarna to offer in-store payments at its properties. According to WWD, Simon said this week that it's teamed with Klarna to offer the mall operators shoppers the fintech company's in-store payment solutions, in-store being the operative word.
Right.
The company's also said in a statement that they're working together on additional strategic initiatives, quote, additional strategic initiatives, which will be announced and rolled out in the future, end quote. And what is your degree of impact here of this announcement on a scale of 1 to 10?
Okay. I read this. My excitement level was high.
Oh.
Then I actually read through the article, and now I'd say I'm on about a 5 here.
A 5? Wow. Okay.
But a 9 to 10 on what's to come. I think the fine print in this announcement that people need to be paying close attention to are their quote about additional strategic initiatives that will be announced and rolled out in the future. I think this is laying the groundwork for what's to come. We just talked to Depth-Mind in Mall of America about this last week, about how mall owners need to start thinking about simplifying the customer experience, single points of payment, which Klarna and Simon are trying to figure out in this example, but just a way of enabling an experience in the mall that is similar to an experience that customers are having online. So I think that the key for this will be getting tenant buy-in to make this happen, just because they're offering this to Klarna. I mean, Klarna's offering their services to all the retailers in the mall anyway. I think right now, the advantage to these tenants is that Simon is covering the marketing and awareness drivers so that people are coming to the mall knowing that they can use this Klarna in-store BNPL platform.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of questions I have about like the logistics of how this actually works.
Yeah.
I think in principle, I still like it a lot, especially if it gets to the universal payment idea, which I want to talk about in a minute. But, you know, the other thing too is like this came on the backdrop of the Target announcement with the new relationships with Affirm and Sezzle. And the cool thing about that announcement too, shout out to our friends at Sezzle, was you can actually use Sezzle now for your drive-up orders, which I think is super cool. Like that's very differentiating.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows you that this is happening. And I think your point about the interview we did last week with Jesse Michael and the Mall of America is dead on too. Because if you remember, I wrote that piece at the start of the pandemic in Forbes about the 5 things malls need to do before they reopen. And I just want to read those to you, the 5 points, because it's amazing how far we've come in a year. Number 1, a digital marketplace. Check that off the box at Depth-Mind in Mall of America, right?
Yep.
And Centennial Malls. 2, curbside pickups and returns. I know your favorite.
Yep.
Mom geek out.
Done.
Returns
Done.
On-site fulfillment. Check, sort of. Like it's happening, but we don't have the co-op situation yet, where all the retailers are banding together to do that. But it's on its way. The 4th, and this is the one that's probably still the farthest out, is universal employee job sharing and training across all the retailers in the mall. So want to see more progress there, haven't. But here you go. Number 5, universal contactless shopping applications. This is what that is. This is setting the tone for that. And I think this is a big move for that reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot of room to go. Like we said at the beginning, it's starting to figure out how to get the mall owner, an operator, to kind of be the one that's kicking this off, and then getting the tenants to kind of fall in line and get on board to follow, so that we can have these experiences.
Yeah, I give the malls a lot of credit for actually pushing innovation, seemingly in my mind, faster than, you know, the rest of retail, which your point is because they have to, which necessity is always the mother of all invention, I guess. But, you know, I give them a lot of credit for, that's a lot of big steps in a year.
Yes.
That we're starting to see in that industry. It's cool.
Yeah, especially, and it'll be especially interesting to see with some of the data where we've had come in this last week of, you know, everybody's expecting mall traffic to go back to 2019 levels this holiday. So hopefully, you know, we're seeing that in the stores. Fingers crossed.